Ever look up at the night sky and get this like, whoa, what is all this feeling? Like the universe is holding on to some seriously big
It
secrets.
can be pretty awe-inspiring.
Totally. And today we're diving into the work of a physicist who's not afraid to chase those secrets, Roger Penrose. He's kind of a big deal.
That's an understatement. Penrose is a giant in the world of physics and math, known for his incredibly creative and often controversial ideas.
You got that right. You send over a ton of material on him, and I gotta say, wow, my brain got a workout. We're talking quantum mechanics, cosmology, even consciousness.
It's a lot, but fascinating stuff. I'm happy to break it all down.
Right, like finding those golden nuggets. So to kick things off, let's talk about how Penrose really shakes things up in the world of quantum mechanics.
He's not afraid to challenge even the most fundamental concepts. Take the superposition principle, for example. It's this idea in quantum mechanics.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Imagine, imagine a video game character who can be in multiple places at once until you, like the player, focus on one specific spot. That's kind of like superposition. Until we observe them, particles exist in all these possible states at the same time. It's like, whoa.
That already sounds pretty out there. But Penrose doesn't quite buy it.
He's got some big questions about it.
Yeah.
He challenges the Copenhagen interpretation, which is the most widely accepted view. It says that it's the act of observation that forces these quantum particles to choose just one state. This is called the collapse of the wave function. Like in our video game analogy, it's our attention that makes the character suddenly appear in a single location.
Okay, I think I'm with you so far. So what's Penrose's alternative?
Well, he believes there's more to it than just us looking at things.
Mhm.
He suggests that maybe gravity plays a much bigger role in this whole collapse thing than we thought.
So are we talking like black holes messing with reality?
In a way, yeah. Penrose thinks gravity's influence in the quantum world has been underestimated. He even hints that it could be the key to finally unifying the very big, which is general relativity, with the very small, which is quantum mechanics, a theory of everything.
Wow, we're talking about rewriting the laws of physics.
Exactly. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. This challenge to quantum mechanics, it's actually the foundation for Penrose's even more radical cosmological ideas.
And when we say radical, we mean a universe that's less of a one-time show and more of a cosmic concert series that just keeps on rocking. But we'll dive into that more after a quick break. Stay with us.
All right, so we're back, and, we're talking about a universe that basically hits the reset button. It's wild.
Yeah, Penrose really throws a curveball with this idea of a cyclical universe, this conformal cyclic cosmology.
GCC, right. It's like the Big Bang wasn't just a one-time thing, but one performance in an endless cosmic concert.
Exactly. Imagine the universe, instead of just expanding outward forever, it goes through these cycles, like a cosmic heartbeat, starting with a Big Bang, expanding, and then
What happens at the end of the cycle?
that's where things get really mind-bending. Instead of this slow fade out, Penrose suggests this smooth transition, almost like setting the stage for the next Big Bang. So no more universe chilling out in a cold, dark void forever.
Not according to Penrose. And here's the thing. Most physicists, they use this concept called inflation to explain some of the universe's features, like why it looks so uniform, on a large scale.
Right, like zooming out and it's all oddly kind of the same.
Exactly. But inflation, it's this idea that right after the Big Bang, the universe expanded super fast.
Yeah.
Like way faster than the speed of light for a tiny fraction of a second.
Okay, that's fast. So where does Penrose's model fit in with this whole inflation thing?
Well, he says you don't even need inflation.
Mhm.
His CCC model, it explains this uniformity without it.
Bold move, Penrose. But does he have anything to actually back up this cyclical universe idea?
He does point to some interesting patterns in the cosmic microwave background radiation, the CMB.
No, refresh my memory.
Right, so it's this faint afterglow, like a baby picture of the universe from right after the Big Bang. And within this CMB, there are these patterns, these tiny, slightly warmer spots. Penrose calls them Hawking points.
Hawking points. Sounds ominous.
Well, he believes these Hawking points, they're actually remnants of black holes from the previous eon, the cycle before ours.
Wait, leftovers from a before our universe? Okay, now my mind is officially blown. So it's not even just a reset, it's like cosmic reincarnation or something.
It really makes you think about the grand scheme of things, right?
Totally. I mean, if Penrose is right, then what we think of as the universe is just one chapter in this much bigger story that's been told and will be told again.
It's a pretty profound shift in perspective.
Absolutely. And speaking of shifting perspectives, Penrose doesn't stop at the universe. He goes even further. tackling the mystery of consciousness.
Yeah, he's not afraid to ask the big questions, like what makes us conscious? Is it just our brains working, or is there something more going on, something maybe even weirder than this whole cyclical universe idea?
Okay, now that's a question I want in on. Let's unpack that right after this.
All right.
All right, so we're back. And, we've been talking about these huge concepts like the entire universe resetting itself. But now we're going even deeper, right, into the mystery of consciousness.
That's right. We're going from the cosmos to, well, us. It's a question that's puzzled people for, well, forever probably. Like, what is consciousness anyway?
Yeah. Are we just like our brains firing? Or is there something more to it?
It's a tough one. But Penrose, he's got ideas. And of course, he doesn't take the easy route.
Never does. So what's his take on consciousness?
Well, he teamed up with a neuroscientist, Stuart Hameroff, and they came up with this theory. It's called Orchestrated Objective Reduction, Orch-OR.
Or. Okay, that sounds kind of sci-fi.
Right. But the idea is really interesting. They suggest that consciousness, it might be rooted in, get this, quantum processes.
Whoa, okay, hold on. Quantum processes, like in our brains?
Yeah, they think it's happening inside these tiny structures in our neurons called microtubules.
Microtubules, those are like really, really small, right?
Super tiny. Think of them as the scaffolding inside your neurons, giving them their shape. But Penrose and Hameroff, they propose that these microtubules are actually doing something much more interesting. They think these microtubules are capable of performing quantum computations.
Hold on, I thought computers were like made of silicon and stuff, not like brain stuff.
Right, but this is where quantum mechanics gets really weird. Penrose and Hameroff, they argue that these microtubules, they're small enough and they're structured in a way that they could actually exploit quantum effects.
Okay, so our brains are like quantum computers. I think I need to sit down for this.
It's a wild idea. But
Yeah.
they're saying that these quantum activities happening within our brains, that's where consciousness comes from.
So my thoughts, my feelings, all that, it's just like quantum stuff happening in my brain.
That's what they're saying. And, the collapse of the wave function that Penrose thinks is influenced by gravity on a cosmic scale.
Right, that whole thing.
They think it's happening in our brains, too, within these microtubules. And that's what might be causing those moments of like, I get it, those sparks of awareness.
Whoa, okay. So it's like our brains are like tapping into the universe's source code or something, accessing some deeper level of reality.
In a way, yeah. It really makes you wonder if consciousness is even more than just a brain function. Like, maybe it's actually woven into the fabric of the universe itself.
Wow. Okay, so we've gone from a universe that resets itself to consciousness being a product of quantum mechanics. My mind is officially blown.
It's a lot to take in. But that's the beauty of Roger Penrose. He challenges us to think bigger, to question our assumptions about, well, everything.
Totally. This whole deep dive has been a wild ride. If you're out there listening and your brain feels a little fried, trust me, you're not alone.
Yeah, Penrose is known for sparking more questions than answers sometimes. But that's how we learn, right? By exploring, questioning, and always being open to new possibilities, even if they seem a little out there at first.
Absolutely. So next time you look up at the night sky or even just stop and think about, remember Roger Penrose. He's opened up a whole universe of possibilities right here in our own minds. And that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for coming along for the ride. We'll see you next time when we delve into another fascinating corner of the universe.